Are you guys gooped that I'm back? Oh my god. I've been on a 6-month hiatus. What the heck? I know. I've been contemplating on making this video for so long because it's about something personal, and it got mixed reactions when I told people that I wanted to make this video. But let me tell you something. I'm an open book in real life, and if you want to know about my business, like, I'll tell you. And I just think this video is also going to help out other people too, to realize, you know, the warning signs, the red flags. Like, I'm doing a lot better than I was 6 months ago when I found out. I found out October 4th, and honestly, that whole month I was going through mixed emotions. Like, some days I was sad, some days I was mad, and some days I was straight up crazy, girl. Like, it was a roller coaster. And also, it's not going to be like, this isn't like to expose him. Well, kind of is, but like, I'm not gonna like say his name because he doesn't really deserve the fame, first of all. And also, my life is a damn telenovela. I have so many like other stories I need to tell you guys. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, literally this past week, I think I like broke a relationship because the guy tried to hit me up, and then I was like, don't you have a girlfriend? He was like, yeah, and he told me her name, and then I found her through Instagram, told her like, hey, screenshots, like, your man tried to take me on a date. But I don't know if they actually broke up. Like, I told her, I was like, girl, break up with him, but I don't even think she listened to me. Anyways, cheers to that. So how we met, it was June 2016. I was working at a grocery store. So I told all the cashiers, I was like, ladies, he's mine. If he try to go through your line, send him to Express. I'll serve him personally. But yeah, so me and him just like flirted back and forth, and then eventually he asked for my number. We dated, and then we finally made it official September 2016. In the beginning, like, he was like amazing. He was Mr. Rogers. Like, he literally had everybody fooled. He did such nice things for me. Like, he literally drove me to work all the time. He like visited my grandma in the retirement home when I wasn't there. Like, you know, killed a spider. And like, he was just like at first he seems like such a nice person because, you know, he worked his way out of poverty. His mom came here as a refugee. You know, he lived in welfare for most of his life. Bought a house at the age of 22, took care of his mom. Like, his mom didn't work, so he literally just had like a dependent on him. So I thought like I found like, you know, Mr. Right, you know? But that was a facade. Anyways, like, I literally had no suspicions. Like, I felt very secure like in that relationship, in the middle of it. And then I remember this was like in November. This is actually November 2016. So I remember, I don't know why, he went to go take the dogs out for a walk, and then I was just like laying in his bed, and I was like, something urged me to just like look in the drawer. I don't know why, girl. Like, literally, I've never had those urges before. Something was telling me in my ear, go look in that drawer. So I looked in that fucking drawer, and I found a bag with girls' underwear in it. Like, I was like, what? I was like, hold up. Yeah, they were like, I'll insert a picture here somewhere. But yeah, that was the pair of underwear that I found. He came back and I was like, what's this? And then I told him, I was like, listen, like, we're gonna have to end it. I told him right there and then, I was like, this is like, we're done. And he was like, that was one of the first times I ever saw him cry. He started crying. He was like, no, that's from my past relationship. I just, you know, when I moved houses like 2 years ago, I totally forgot that I had them in my drawer, and I guess I just forgot to get rid of them. And I kind of believed him because his mom was kind of a hoarder, and like, he kind of had like those, like, you know, characteristics as well, where he didn't throw things out. So I was like, okay. I was like, you know what, because you are showing true emotions, and it is believable that you would forget that existed. I was like, okay, like, I believe you, like, we can work it out. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, maybe he was cheating from like all the way back then. So that's the gaggery. And like for the most part, like our relationship was like, it was okay. Like we didn't have any like big fights, but one of the problems that we did have was Instagram. Like I noticed that he was following these girls. The thing is that he worked like in the trades, so he's mostly working with men. And he went to school with a bunch of men too, because he went to trade school, and he doesn't really do much outside of work other than maybe play rugby with men too. So for him to be following like these random girls, I was just like, I didn't care, but I was just like, how do you know them? And I hate that I'm like that, but you know, I'm like that, okay? So I asked him, like, who's this girl that you're following? And he would just get super defensive. He was like, I thought the point of Instagram was, you know, to follow whoever followed you back, blah, blah, blah. And then he got all defensive and he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna delete my Instagram. I was like, no, I don't want to be that girlfriend that makes you delete Instagram. But I was just like, I just want to know answers. Like, I just want to know how you know them. Yeah, it just wasn't my gig to be controlling, to be like, no, delete Instagram. That was not my gig. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Keep following these hoes, I guess. Like, it's whatever. So another important thing that I did. So because he was like such a nice guy. So I also, it was like maybe the beginning of 2018. He needed $2,500 for his car insurance because he wasn't able to pay monthly his car insurance. He had to just pay it for the full year up front. So he was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to drive anymore because, you know, I don't have enough money to pay like this car insurance. So I was like, and then I think he asked me for like some money. Then I was like, you know what, just put the whole $2,500, just like on my MasterCard, like you can pay me back, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I already had like, I would say close to $3,000 already on my MasterCards. I was also working part-time and I was a full-time student. So, I mean, like, I wasn't making a lot of money. And also, like, because he did drive me around a lot and he was paying for my gym membership, I was like, you know what, I'll just do this, give this guy solid. Then we got into an argument because I was like, hey, like, yeah, you're giving me money for the MasterCard to pay off the $2,500, but like we're literally only paying the interest off. We're not even like paying off the actual amount. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and I guess he got offended because I was questioning his knowledge on MasterCards. He was like, what? You don't trust me? You think I'm just going to be that type of guy to leave you high and dry, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, chill. I was like, Daddy, stop. Like, relax. But we got into a big fight because of that. I was like, oh my God. Like, girl, I have a history of doing that. I have a history of giving people money. I don't know why. I keep drinking dumb bitch juice. I think in the summer of 2018, that's when I like really started realizing. I was like, I just wasn't feeling it anymore. Like I kept feeling like I want to go out and meet people. But the problem was that I had a boyfriend. When I was with him, I felt like I was becoming a chore to him. Like when I asked him to hang out, it'd be like, okay, let's hang out. I don't know. Honestly, he was kind of boring, guys. Like, I think like the facade in the beginning definitely had to do with the fact that, like, you know, he was nice and, you know, exciting and like a nice boy, blah, blah, blah. That just happens. People just fall out of love. They lose feelings. And I think most of it had to do with myself. I think I was just growing and I just kept picturing myself like meeting people. Like I loved him like I loved like a best friend. I loved him like that. But romantically, I think I was falling out of love with him. He didn't like me going out because I would go out, you know, maybe twice a month. I would like go out and stuff. If you want to come out with me, you can. Like you're welcome to come out with us. But he didn't want to, and I was like, okay, well, when I'm done at wherever I am, the bar, the club, I'll come to you wherever you are. And there was a couple times where I went to his house and he wasn't there, girl. And there was a couple times where he just didn't answer me, or I just feel like maybe he just didn't even want to spend the night with me when I was drunk. It doesn't make any sense, because it's like, if you have suspicions that maybe I'm cheating on you or I'm being shady, like by me inviting you to the club or inviting you to the bar, or me wanting to go see you after at 3 a.m., it's just, I'm just trying to prove a point that I'm being loyal. But anyways, I think that also had to do with it. But yeah, now let's get to the real core of the problem. Let's start off. So I want to say August 20th, around that time, I got into an argument. It was because, I was drunk and I wanted to see him. I was with my best friend. When I saw him, me and him got into an argument. He also got in an argument with my best friend, thinking like, okay, I should probably apologize to him and, try to see where we stand. I realized that like, I'm gonna apologize to him, but I don't think I want us to be together anymore. So I wrote him a letter, and when I wrote this letter, it had a lot of reasoning. It was like 2 pages long, and I was just explaining to him like, listen, like owning up to my faults of that night. I did make some mistakes, and I also just told him how I felt in this relationship and how I feel, that like we're drifting apart and I just don't feel strongly like I used to. And I told him like, and basically in that letter I said, if you want to leave me, if you want to end it, we can end it. But if you want to work on it, like this is the last time I feel like I want to work on it. And, we can try for one last time. So I gave him the letter. He read it. He started crying. And then he started arguing with me about like how he isn't affectionate or something like that. I don't know, or how he doesn't give me attention. And it was just like, come on, man, like whatever. I thought that we were doing like okay, but I still felt kind of estranged from him. So remember when I was talking about that Instagram problem we had? Well, I think there's a reason why I had a problem with it in the first place. But so this is a screenshot that I took on September 30th at 12:40 p.m. And I mean, I can't. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I don't know, can I? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna record the screen on like that camera and show you and insert it after. But yeah. Then there's another one that I took October 1st. There's the date. But basically, I took screenshots on September 30th and October 1st of some girls he was following. Anyways. Oh, and then he also liked this girl's photo. It was Canada's Wonderland. Okay, I see you. Cute. Actually, you guys know my last video that I made, me with a broken rib getting ready? That actually, I filmed that. I actually filmed that September 29th. He was actually cheating on me. He was actually with that girl that night. And I told him, I was like, I remember October 29th, during the day, I was like, babe, can you come cuddle with me? Because I can't really move. I'm kind of sad that I can't move. And I'm kind of lonely because I have 3 days off of work. He was like, oh, sorry, babe. I'm going to go to Toronto. I'm going to drop off my friend at the airport. I was like, oh, okay. I found out October 3rd. Okay, so October 2nd, my family all has a day off. So me, my brother, my sister, my other sister, we all have the day off on Tuesdays. So we always like to hang out together. Whatever. And I was just telling them like, hey, listen, like I know you guys love him. You guys love him like a brother, but I just really feel like this, like, I told him, like, I told my family, I was like, I keep staying up all night. I can't sleep. I just have this weird feeling like something's going on. And I have screenshots of him following girls on Instagram. And I just feel like I don't want to be with him anymore. Like, I love him, but I don't want to be with him anymore. I'm not romantically in love with him. They were like, you know what, Jocelyn, we respect any decision you make, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be here for you. I was like, okay. I was like, if I see him tonight, then I'm going to break up with him. And they were like, okay. So that evening I was hanging out with my siblings, and around 5 o'clock, that's when he finishes work. So he called me and he was like, hey, like I got my truck, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? And I was like, oh, I'm with, Rosa and George, my siblings. He was like, oh, cool. Like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, we're thinking about going out for dinner. Like, and then he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, do you want to come? He's like, yeah. He came into Jack Astor's with his friend. And it was kind of weird and awkward because me and my family were just talking about me breaking up with him. And I was kind of cold to him. I don't know. I just felt like being cold to him. So he was like, we were talking, blah blah blah. I think we were playing Hangman, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, you know where we should go, guys? We should go to Canada's Wonderland. I was like, really? I was being so extra. I was like, really? When was the last time you went to Canada's Wonderland? He was like, well, I don't know. Maybe I was like 8 or 7. And I was like, And I was like, okay. I don't know. I just had a gut feeling, like the entire time he was doing all this shady shit, the whole, like pretty much the whole month of September, I just had this strong gut feeling, guys, like that something was off. And like even at work they were just like, girl, you're not sleeping at all. Like for some reason, like I could not sleep. Like some nights I just couldn't sleep and I'd be dead ass tired and I couldn't sleep. But yeah, he probably thinks about that now and is like, wow, she's a witch. But anyways, so we finished eating, blah blah blah, and then I see his new truck and I'm like, this is cute, good for you. Still owe me money, but cute. Love that. Love when people owe you money and then they just, an absurd amount of money, and then they just splurge on. So I just love that. After Jack Astor's, so this is still October 2nd, the day before I found out he cheated on me. We go to his friend's house. Okay? And we're sitting on the couch and, I'm there. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to his best friend. Maybe I wanted to say my final goodbyes to him because him and his family were so nice to me because we spent a lot of time at his house. My boyfriend was on his phone, on Instagram. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Oh, the girls he was following on Instagram, I followed them too. Call me crazy, but whatever. So I started following those girls too. I don't think he noticed. He's a dumb bitch. He didn't notice that I was following them too. He was looking at people's stories, and it was one of the girls that he was following on Instagram that I took a screenshot of. It was her story, and I was like, oh, I follow her too. How do you know her? What a small world. And he was like, oh, like I used to coach girls rugby, and she was on the team. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because he did coach girls rugby. I was like, okay, in high school. And then again, he was scrolling through his feed, and he like was just staring at this girl, the same girl's photo. And I just looked over and I just looked at his phone, and then he literally just like, he clicked the home screen button so fast, and I was like, why'd you click that home screen button so fast? I didn't say anything because I was like, you know what? I'm about to kill her. I'm about to kill her. That was literally the thought going through my head, because it's gonna end anyway, so why even fucking start a fight? Whatever. So yeah. So then we went to his house, and we did some things. In my head I was like, you know what, this might be the last time. Why don't I just get it dominated for the last time and then break up with him? I'm thinking, like my last brain cell was thinking real hard, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I was really looking out for myself, so yeah, we smashed without protection. I noticed that he usually he nuts like so fast, but no, he actually lasted a pretty long time. I was like, oh, okay, mama, I see you. And then I started crying in his bed because I was like, oh my god, I have to break up with him, and he's like my best friend. And then and then he was like, why are you crying? And I was like crying in his arms, and I was like, oh, it's because my broken rib, and it's just so sad that I can't work out, can't do a lot. But really it's because my stupid ass thought that we were gonna break up, and it was just gonna be sad. I slept over I wake up and he kisses me on the nose and tells me to wake up, and then I get up and we go to Tim Hortons, and he always gets me like something small, sometimes a hash brown, sometimes just one Timbit. Drove me home and it was fine, like everything was fine, like he was so lovey-dovey with me. Then I asked him to pick me up from work, pick me up from the gym. He was like, okay. I was like, today's got to be the day, because I was like, today is the day I gotta break up with him, but maybe I can just get my whole dominated one last time. He picks me up in his truck from the gym. We're going to his house. We're talking, and it's so fucked up because my best friend just moved to Montreal, and he was like, oh, with this new truck, he's like, with this new truck we can drive to Montreal and we won't have any troubles because it's a truck, even if it's a lot of snow. He's like, we can, like, you know, spend the weekend in Montreal to meet up with your best friend. I was like, oh, that's so cute. 2 seconds later, his Snapchat pops up, and it's like, okay, his phone was like lying down, like face front, okay. So I'm not some nosy bitch, okay. And it was a girl's name that sent him a Snapchat, and that girl's name was the same girl that he followed on Instagram about a week ago. And I was like, oh yeah? Is that, oh, what's her fucking name? I gotta make up a fucking name for her. Let's just call her Brooklyn, okay? I was like, oh, is that Brooklyn, the girl from Instagram that you followed too? Is that her? And he was like, wait, what? He's like, what do you mean? Wait, what? He was so confused. And I was like, is that the same girl that you follow on Instagram? And he was like, why do you know that? Why? I think he was just questioning me, like, why do you know that? Why are you going through my shit? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And he was like, oh, she's just a friend. That she's just a Smells like bullshit. Give me the goddamn phone. He gave me the phone. So the first thing I did was I went to his Instagram, looked at his messages, and I saw that there was girls messaging him. And he took the phone from my hand, and he was just like, yes, Jocelyn, I've been talking to other girls. And the first thing I said was, the gut reaction I had was regret, bitch. I had so much regret that I didn't do what I was gonna do yesterday. But you know what? I think I would have rather found out that he cheated on me rather than not knowing and just breaking up with him. Like, I'm kind of glad this happened. I should have done it yesterday. I should have done it yesterday. He's like, should have done what yesterday? I was like, I should have broken up with your stupid ass. And he was just like, oh, so you were gonna break up with me? Yeah, I was gonna break up with you. And I was like, so much was going through my head, and I was just like, just what? The same guy that I've been seeing for 2 years had the balls, the audacity to cheat on me and talk to other girls. I could not comprehend. Like, my big ego, my big pride complex literally could not comprehend. So I was like, okay, let's go inside your house and we'll talk about it. Not talk it out. I wasn't gonna still be with him, but I genuinely wanted to know, like, what, like, I just wanted to know, like, what was going on, like, why are you talking to these girls? So we go inside his house, and I was like, so, like, what the fuck is going on? He was basically just saying, oh, because we almost broke up, because you wrote that letter. But it doesn't make sense because he had the option to leave. Sis, you could have left. We didn't have to do this. You didn't have to do this. Anyways, so I was like, oh no, you know what, girl? The first thing that I thought about when we got inside the house was like, so how are we gonna figure out this money situation? Because you still owe me around $1,000. He was like, I don't owe you $1,000. I owe you like $800. And I was just like, I only owe you $800 because he's like, I've been keeping track of how much I owe you. I was like, really? I'm like, keeping track how? He's like, oh, on my phone. He's like, but He's like, I only have my old phone with me. I'm like, okay, where's your new phone? Your new phone that you used to text hoes? Which one? Where is it? He's like, oh, it's in the truck. Let me go get it. I was like, yeah, go get it. He goes. I'm like, oh, I'm coming with you, girl. So I'm coming. I go with him. And I'm right on his fucking ass. He grabs his phone. He rushes back inside his house. And this motherfucker tries to erase whatever is on his phone, like literally like this. I was like, are you dumb? I yanked the phone out of his hand. The second I yanked the phone out of his hand, he says, I slept with 2 girls and he's like, I slept with the girl, I smashed a girl 2 times and both times we used a condom. I was gagged. Like, the real gag of the season, guys. I had his phone, I was like, what? Like, my first initial reaction was like disbelief. Like, I did not believe him. I was like, no. What? You cheated on me? Who would do that? Like, who would do that? I just don't get it. I was like, what? With who? Who is it? Blah, blah, blah. I just kept repeating the word what. I just kept saying, what the fuck? And then I wanted to look through his phone. And then when I asked him how he met her, he said through dating apps. And I was like, wait, you made a dating app? He was like, oh, for like the past month. So I'm like, okay, so for September you were on a dating app. And honestly, when I found out, I kind of like blacked out when I found out. Which is, people always ask me the details about what happened, but it's hard for me because I feel like a part of my brain is trying to like protect itself from erasing what happened like when I found out. Also, like, I was just so mad that I was like blacking out. So one of the first things I did was I went on my Instagram and I was shaking and I wanted to DM the girl that he was texting, the Brooklyn girl, the girl from Snapchat. I literally had so much going through my mind. I forgot how to DM people on Instagram, so I just commented. I just went on her profile. I just like, I forget how to DM people. I'm just gonna comment on her picture. So comment on her picture saying, hi, I'm his girlfriend of 2 years. I just found out he cheated on me. And then she messaged me back right away. Oh, I did that with the other girl. With the other girl, let's call her, what's the name of the president that, that cheated on his wife? What's the mistress's name? The president's mistress. What her name be? Monica. Wasn't her fucking name Monica? Monica Lewinsky or some shit? Monica. So Monica was another girl that he followed on Instagram, and I messaged her too, and I commented on one of her pics and I was like, hello, this is his girlfriend of 2 years, just found out he cheated on me. And Monica, the second I commented on that, Monica calls his phone. Now this is the gag. This is also the gaggery, guys. This is like, wow, like, so Monica starts calling his phone. He picks up and he was like, no, actually I was like, give me your fucking phone. I'm talking to her. So me and her have a little discussion. I have like literally the end of our conversation recorded. But basically I just asked her, how did you guys meet? Oh, also, I asked him, I was like, okay, so the girl that you smashed, how old is she? And he was like, oh, she's 20 years old. And then I asked her, I'm like, girl, how old are you? She's like, I'm 18. I was like, what? Y'all make me sick. Disgusting. I was like, you're a 25-year-old smashing a brand new 18-year-old. Couldn't be me, girl. Could not be me. Oh yeah, so another occurrence that happened in our relationship was he could not get the job done, girl. Like when we were doing the thing, I could not finish. And I'm an award-winning actress, so most of the time he thought that I did, but I really didn't. And I asked her, I was like, did he finish let me ask the audience the job? She was like, no. I was like, ha! You didn't make her finish either. I don't care if I hurt his feelings? Like, fuck, he cheated, so who cares? She was actually from England. She was a student from England that was traveling and was just on the app, and then he traveled all the way to Toronto for some poom. And it's just so funny, the fact that, like, he traveled all the way to Toronto, because during the whole entire time of our relationship, I was like, can we, like, go to, it's like an hour away from where we live. I was like, can we just go to Toronto and, like, you know, do something cool, do something fun? He was like, no, I hate Toronto. I hate Toronto traffic, blah, blah, blah. So you couldn't hop in your car, the car that I paid the insurance for $2,500, take me to Toronto to do whatever. I don't care what it was. We could have gone to the park or something, or to the girl that you apparently were in love with and, you know, did those things for you. You couldn't do that, but you drove to Toronto twice for some poom. Any more questions, like, through Snapchat? But yeah, anyways, it was nice talking to you, girl. Yeah, I'll ask you any more questions, like, through Snapchat or something, okay? All right, bye. Thank you for answering the questions. Bye. Bye. You're a fucking piece of shit. Like, you slept with another, you went on a dating app and messaged another girl. Like, I hope you're fucking happy. Like, you just lost, like, I'm not even trying to, like, no, I am being cocky, because I'm literally the best thing you would have had in 2 years. And, like, for 2 years. I'm the best girlfriend you would ever had. I was so chill and so relaxed.
But it wasn't perfect. Like, you had your faults too, just as much as I did.
This is so fucked up. So what are you gonna do now?
I don't think there's anything I can do.
If you see me on a dating app, please don't swipe right.
I'll think of it.
So how are we gonna do this money situation?
Just can borrow the money off and get it to you.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a blessing in disguise. Because now I don't have to be sad about this.
I knew I was boring.
Hmm?
I knew I was boring, so.
You didn't make her finish either.
I know I didn't.
And I can't believe... I just can't believe this. Why didn't you just talk to me? Like I would talk to you. Because I wanted to cheat on you, but I was like, no, that's not right. I have to talk to my boyfriend first.
I mean, that picks me up. If you were feeling like that, why didn't you come and talk to me first?
I did. When we had that argument in August, I did.
Yeah, so you were contemplating cheating on me before then?
I wasn't actually going to cheat on you, but I was just like, I'm not fulfilled, and I want something else to fulfill that. I wasn't going to, like, sleep with someone else, because I didn't want to, like, have sex with someone, but I was missing something, and I was like, you know what? We can just talk it out and work it out. And it's so crazy that these girls are telling me, Jocelyn, you know what, just be single, blah, blah, blah. This is crazy to me. This is, like, insane. Like, I'm gonna... This is fucked up. I can't believe you did this to me. You're not even crying. You have no remorse. You're just like, whatever.
What? Like, my tears aren't gonna keep you. Like, I'm sad. I'm honestly sad, because yes, we did have good times. We did. And then we did have our bad times too. Can't say that I didn't try.
No, you stopped.
No. Like, from the beginning and shit, like, I was trying.
I was trying too. I kept trying. Me trying is me sitting you down and be like, if nothing changes between us, like, I'm done.
Like, what do you mean, if nothing changes between us?
Like, if you, like, I told, like, that letter, do you still have those letters?
They just, I do, I have them.
If you reread them, you would know.
Okay, like, and I did try to change, did I not?
No, you didn't.
I tried to make more time for you, did I not? I tried to up from August. I did try to make time for you when we had that talk.
Maybe a week. And then the fact that the day after I just still had to cry. Man, this is insane. Wait till I tell Mike and Ross is gonna hate you, bro. Well, at least I know what happened between, like...
And I was honest with you. Okay? Was I not honest?
Don't try to make yourself seem good.
No, but I'm just saying, was I not honest?
Honest, yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna cheat on your next girlfriend? Like, how do you feel?
I'm not gonna have a girlfriend. Like, I just come to the realization that it's just not in my fucking, like, time frame right now.
Yeah, you don't have time, bro.
I don't have time. And I'm sorry that it had to end up this way with, like, between me and you, that I chose to do the things that I did. I'm sorry. But just, I'm fucked up too. Like, I'm so fucked up. I know that.
My whole family's talking about it. They were like, Like he needs to. Like we get that you smoke marijuana because you want to feel relaxed and stuff because you're stressed out about you and your mom. Fucking I'm trying to make you seem like a saint right now. But you cheated. You're still.
I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm not denying that.
To me, I'm so beautiful and like I'm amazing and I'm so interesting. I'm so interesting. Like, am I beautiful?
I think you're beautiful. Yes, I think you're beautiful.
If there was something you could change about me, what would it be? Because I feel like I've tried to express my emotions to you, like how I felt with you, so cordially and so like not crazy. Like I was doing my best to come to you without you feeling attacked. The fact that I put that effort in is crazy to me. I'm a fucking witch. Oh, I can't believe I knew that. You cheated on me. The girl, like, oh my god, like. You did mend me from. I do owe you that you did mend me from a broken heart. You did fix me from what I was in the past. But you did a number on me. If you didn't cheat on me and we just broke up, I would have been okay. I would have been fine because there wasn't really enough passion in our relationship. There was a lot of companionship and bond. There wasn't really any passion.
We're just at 2 different points in our lives.
No, I think you're just a boring person. Jokes. I just think you need someone that's really, like, more, you know.
I just need someone that's on my level.
Sure. Just the flavor of bullshit. Anyways, I don't know why you're gonna attack me when you're the one who cheated on me. Like, I'm literally just being cordial with you. Like, I don't know why you have that tone with you. It's so crazy because I don't want you to resent me. I'm gonna stop recording. I stopped recording because I felt like he wasn't gonna be his true, genuine self. That he was only gonna say what my recorder wanted to hear. My first gut reaction was just like disbelief and like I could not like process what was happening. And also I was just like really sad the fact that like I had to lose like my best friend and also just someone that's been a rock for me for 2 years. So he was kind of being rude though. The girl that I slept with was cooler than you, blah, 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 blah. We weren't a good mix because I was such a confident woman. And, you know, he would always say like, oh, I know that you fit in my lifestyle, but I don't think I fit in your lifestyle. I said goodbye to him. And before I left his house for the very last time, I just asked him for a hug and I gave him a kiss on the forehead. And then I asked him if I could slap him as hard as I could, and I did. And then I left. And I told my friends and everybody was blowing up my phone. And I went on like a social media rampage and I like completely exposed him. No, I didn't like expose him. Like I was just like, I covered his face in pictures and so I will insert all the aftermath pictures here. It was crazy because for the longest time, I mean, losing my 2 best friends, I thought girls were evil, but when this happened to me, like so much female love came my way. It was crazy. Just like so many girls that I didn't even think like even thought about me were messaging me being like, hey, like really like really, really nice messages, guys. Like you guys are probably watching this. Like, thank you so much because those messages you guys sent me during that time was just like I thought I lost faith in women and then I was like just females in general. And then I was like, oh my God, like I don't know, like what you guys sent me like really helped out. It really did. And just like thank you so much, and everyone that did everything for me and was there for me, listened to me and stuff like that. Like I appreciate it so much. Like it was a really, really hard time for me. I would say for like a good like 2-3 weeks it was like really rough. And even a month or 2 months after that, like just November and December were just really hard months for me. I remember just like always having sweaty palms and just thinking I wasn't good enough. I was just questioning myself, like, am I even good at makeup? Am I even good at my job? Do I even have like a likable personality? Like what's wrong with me? Oh, how I'm feeling now, girl. Honestly, like after all that, girl, it's actually a blessing that this happened because let me tell you this. If I just left him in August like I was planning to, and let's say I was on these dating apps for a couple while, I think there's a slight chance I might have texted him and been like, I miss you, let's hang out, blah, blah, blah. Because you know what if I I would probably be like, oh, but he's probably the right one. I would question myself being like, did I make the right decision? He's Mr. Right. Maybe he's a little boring, but maybe he was Mr. Right. And by him cheating and doing me so dirty confirms that he wasn't the one for me. And it does start getting cheated on. And it's, will I ever trust anyone ever again? I probably will, like, in 6 years, but I'm still gonna have that thought in the back of my head. And this just proves, like, he's like the definition of nice guys finish last. So honestly, now when I go on dates and these guys are, oh, the definition of a nice guy, like the definition of a nice guy, I'm like, I just don't fall for it, girl. Like, to me, they're just, they're snakes in sheep's clothing. That's what they are to me. Like, oh, your true colors are gonna show eventually. So he needs to be with someone that's literally the opposite of me. Someone who just doesn't have that much flavor. I don't know. I feel like I was too much flavor for him. Like, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, but I just feel like he needs to be with someone that's like, you know, doesn't really go out as much, you know, keeps to themselves, is content with just, you know, his 9 to 5, you know, drinking beers after work, chilling out, blah, blah, blah. The moral of this story is, if your pussy too banging, your man has to be confident enough. You don't need some insecure man. I understand if you're an insecure man, but don't fucking cheat on your girlfriend, okay? Because you feel insecure. Thank you for listening to my telenovela of a story. Wow. But wow, what a moment. What a moment in my career. And I will come out with content soon. I promise I won't procrastinate anymore. And I'll stop being a dumb bitch. Okay.